That right there, folks, is Charleston. Since we're in Charleston, we stayed the night in Charleston. This is Charleston, West Virginia. This is actually, this is the capital of West Virginia, and I'm pretty sure it's the biggest city in West Virginia, and it's tiny. It's very tiny. Like it's pretty freaking tiny. Like I've been to West Virginia many times because my dad is from West Virginia, and my dad is from like a town with no stoplights in West Virginia. So I don't know a ton about West Virginia, but coming to the biggest city and seeing how tiny it is, it kind of gives you an idea of like what West Virginia is like. West Virginia is probably one of the prettiest states. It's got hills and valleys, and it's very rich in nature. Like whenever we left the hotel, for a minute, Mal actually, before she got in the car, she just sat there and kind of stood, like took it in, because it was such a pretty sight. But it's very tiny, and I get the impression that there's really not that much here. So we are going to be moving on today from Charleston, heading all the way to Muncie, going through Dayton, because that's where our route is taking us. And we should be in Muncie by like 2? I think about 2 o'clock. So, and by the way, hello everyone, and welcome to
Friday.
Is it Friday? Friday. Yep.
Yeah.
That's a cool look. I like the color of the bridge. It's blue. Maybe that's not a big deal. So it's been a few hours since we were in Charleston. Since then, we have left West Virginia, moved into Ohio, which wasn't actually that long out of Charleston, I think. Maybe half an hour or something like that. So it didn't take long to get into Ohio. We've been driving through Ohio for a while. We finally made it to Dayton, which is where Paul lives. And when we came and saw Paul in 2012, 2 years ago, he took us to an ice cream place called Grater's. And it was some of the most delicious ice cream we had ever had. We had the black raspberry chocolate chip that day. We were coming through Dayton and we're like, we should go back to Grater's. So we did. And we got the exact same thing. So we're just sitting outside of Grater's eating this. I'm not sure Paul's actually in town right now, but I think we're going to be seeing him Sunday. So we will see him soon. I think he's going to drive over to Muncie. After we finish this up, we're heading to Muncie. We should be there around 2. We only have it's like 90 minutes, I think. So it's not too bad, so. But this is good stuff. I don't think this is everywhere in Ohio. I think it's only in like certain places. But if you go through Dayton, you gotta try this. It's good stuff.
Oh, you're filming finally.
It took me a while.
Thank you, Haley.
We made it here. We're live. Haley's here. Okay, sorry. Chaz, well, I guess you guys live in the house.
They drove all
Mal
the way
came
here.
with me.
I drove.
Mal drove the last 5 minutes, so it doesn't count. We've been here a while, but I haven't been filming because we played games the entire time. We played Pathfinder and Loot Crate. Love Leather. Loot Crate.
Loot Crate.
I was close. LOLO. It's Love Letter. Well, I'll show.
Interesting spelling.
We'll show it later. It was pretty neat, and we played Coup. I think it was it.
Pathfinder. We played Pathfinder.
Yeah, I mentioned that first.
Okay.
I mentioned that first. So we only completed scenario 1 of the tutorial of Pathfinder, so we'll have to go back, but it takes forever to play the game. So, and Alex and Thomas don't get here till tomorrow. Actually, they don't get here. We have to go get them. I mean, it'll come. Right now, we're getting ready to watch some riff track something. Which one are we watching?
I haven't said yet.
Oh, but there's a lot of them. Oh, and Jeff made good lunch, which I didn't film, but take my word for it. And now he's making curry. Not actively, but he's been in the kitchen for like
Involved curry.
forever.
Yeah,
Which is way more involved than what I do.
It smelled like
I'm gonna go
angels.
actually look at it because I don't.
Like angels.
It does smell very good.
Even though touch that lid.
Don't touch the lid.
I almost touched the lid.
You would regret it. Alright, so curry.
Oh wow, wow, that's gigantic chunks of pork. That looks amazing. Okay, how long till it's done?
Probably an hour and a half.
Okay,
It has to braise.
Okay, that's not bad. I can wait.
So we're gonna make that, and then we're gonna make basmati rice with it.
Okay, so in the meantime, we'll watch some riff track something. Oh, and there's cats. If people remember the cats. Here's Venser. Hey, buddy. There's so many cats here. There are more cats than my home. Elspeth is over there.
We can get another.
No, we can't. This house is bigger than ours. Hey, buddy. Hey, Elspeth. Where's Koth? Is Koth around?
Here, he's over here.
Hey, buddy. At least we can find them all right now. Hey, how are you? You are like thin. You're like super thin. Wasn't Koth bigger before?
No.
Really?
He's always been little.
Oh, I remember him as being larger than this. What was the name of that? That was.
Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Wow. I don't want to say anything like I haven't like laughed that hard in my life, but I actually don't know if I've ever laughed that hard in my life. Like at the end of the film, I couldn't. There was a short period of like 5 seconds where I literally could not breathe.
I got lightheaded. I couldn't
Yeah.
even like handle it.
It's like a fever dream.
It didn't even have anything to do with Santa
No,
Claus.
my dreams have made more sense than that.
It felt like a fever dream. It was like as painful,
Santa!
disturbing.
Ice cream
as-
bunny.
How could you summarize that movie in
No.
10 seconds?
No, you cannot.
No. Santa crashes the sleigh, but then Thumbelina almost marries a mole. But there's a dirty PA system. But then Pirates World, Ice Cream Bunny, Huck Finn?
The movie is 90 minutes long and is about Santa Claus, but 85 minutes of the movie are about Thumbelina.
And then
So.
and then there's like 2 minutes of Huck Finn.
Yes. I would recommend this movie. This is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Yep.
Like no, well, best, but that's like
no,
that was
no,
really
best.
good. Thank you for showing this to me.
Best.
Jeff likes coffee as a precursor, and you're gonna roast
Yes.
the beans to make the coffee, so you don't have to just put the little cup in the machine and hit the
Yes.
button. Okay.
So we have the beans. These are green coffee beans. They are unroasted.
Okay.
We have our heat source, a heat gun,
Okay.
and we're gonna apply heat to the green coffee beans and make something that's drinkable.
Okay.
And then
What would
we're gonna-
happen if you tried to do that with these? Like if you tried to drink these?
You couldn't grind them.
They'd be mushy.
Like if you've ever eaten a coffee bean, you can kind of chew them. These are rock hard. You couldn't grind them. You couldn't
Oh.
nothing would happen
Oh.
basically.
So okay. Well, that makes sense. All right.
They're trying to get these over like 450, 500 degrees internal temperature.
I mean, this is obviously like small scale. If
Yes.
someone was trying to do a lot more beans, how would they do it?
Well,
Because I'm guessing not a heat gun.
no, definitely not a heat gun. This is the I have $50 and want to do this at home method.
Okay.
But like on a commercial scale, people use big drum machines. They're like gas fired or electric fired.
Oh,
And it's like a big drum and the coffee beans are in there and the drum rotates and the heat just roasts them over time. There's a point where these will start to pop, like popcorn almost. And like that's the minimum point at which they become drinkable.
Okay. Is there an effect of doing it longer?
Yes.
Is that like the
Like-
difference between light and dark roast?
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
Okay. Do you do everything lighter or darker?
Lighter.
What's the difference in terms of like I guess obviously taste tastes darker, but
Taste is a huge part of it. Because the reason, like, I don't know if I have the bag. There's like a bag of coffee behind Haley. But you can see on the label there how they describe like all the characteristics of the bean and where it came from and stuff like that. And the darker you roast it, the more it tastes like roast and less like the varietal character of the coffee bean. And this is extremely.
this is like next level coffee stuff.
Yeah.
This is not
So the
this is
lighter-
not the people that go to the store and just buy the Folgers and
No,
and go home.
This is nothing like that. I'm trying to get them dark enough that it makes good coffee, but still light enough that you can taste the individual characteristics of each bean. The people who are really serious will buy like a drum coffee roaster for the home, which is it can do like about this much coffee, but it's like $1,000.
Oh, wow.
or more. I don't, this works fine for what I do.
What's the step between that and this? Is there?
There's not really one.
Oh, really?
No.
So you
Some
just.
people use popcorn poppers.
Oh, okay. Does that work pretty well?
It's fiddly, I think, because you have to modify the popcorn popper.
Oh, okay.
It's really stupid. Okay, so here we go. You
Yeah, I
can,
heard one.
they're gonna start snapping here.
Oh yeah, that one just snapped open. They look like roasted coffee beans.
Funny how that works.
So it's actually starting to smoke. This is why you have to do this outdoors, just because it smokes.
But only at the end.
Yeah.
Oh, enough to get a
I mean, or if you
stuck in
keep
there.
going, it starts smoking more intensely.
Yeah, I guess if you were doing something really dark, it'd be bad.
Okay, so that's about finished. I'm gonna put this down. And now comes the other part. Because there's residual heat in there, you don't want it to continue to roast.
Oh yeah, I know.
So my extremely
Whoa, high tech.
Wow.
low budget method of stopping this. People use a shock vac.
I don't know. I'm really impressed, to be honest. This is like
There's a lot of ingenuity here.
my dad.
So we're gonna run the vacuum cleaner through it. This is a colander in here,
Okay. and
and that draws air through the beans, and it cools it more effectively than it would if I just sat it down and let it sit. All right. So that's it. I'm gonna bring them in real quick. So that's the finished product. That's coffee.
Wow.
That's all there is to it.
That's
And
how
then-
they do it every day.
And then you just have a thing
I
to.
have a vacuum container which currently has coffee in it, which we'll finish. But it's like, this is aged past the point. Because now that it's been roasted, this stuff is going to throw off a bunch of carbon dioxide. And the way this works is that there's a one-way valve on the bottom that keeps the... Because oxygen is what degrades the flavor of coffee. So the carbon dioxide pressure keeps oxygen out. When I moved here, there wasn't a good premium coffee shop in Muncie, and there is one now. But I was like, where am I going to source beans? Because when we were at PAX last year in Seattle, I went to a good reputed coffee roaster out there and bought a bag, and I was like, wow, this is really good. I would like to have this all the time. The problem is it's like $20 to get a bag from Seattle to here.
Yeah.
So this is like, a pound of the green beans is like $6 a pound. So it's and it doesn't go bad as fast as roasted coffee. Like good green coffee is good for about a year. So I can store it, or I can buy it in bulk. I can economize on shipping charges and just roast it when I'm ready. It's fresh coffee, and it's not that expensive by comparison to actually going somewhere and buying it. So that's the story. And tomorrow morning we'll try it.
And then you'll have to grind it?
That is a whole nother level of crazy.
We played Conspiracy. This is the first time Mal and I got a chance to actually try Conspiracy. It was fun. I did bad. I did really I did really bad. Because what really happened was I misread a few cards, and that did not help. But it's alright. I played Mono Blue and I lost. But these cards were in the packs we played. There was only 4 of us that played. Haley went to bed because she was super, super tired. So that's
Not
good.
bad for 12 packs.
Yeah, a foil misdirection, which I didn't know what it was, but apparently it's a valuable card. Neat. We'll play more since there's a lot. You said you have 2 boxes?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a lot more to do. And Thomas and Alex both know how to play Magic, so we're going to bed after this. Tomorrow, Alex and Thomas get in. I think around like 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna go pick them up. They're in Indianapolis, right? That's where they're flying into.
Yes.
Okay. How far away is that? An hour?
Yeah.
An hour? Okay. So we're doing that tomorrow. So we'll go to bed, get up, do stuff, and then go get them. And then we'll do more stuff and play more games. This entire weekend is just about doing stuff and playing games.
Drinking and games.
I mean, that's a pretty good way of describing it. And conspiracy. Well, I guess that's a game.
And eating.
And eating. And sleeping, but that's
And
not
model
why.
airplanes.
That's not why we're here.
Yeah, model airplanes.
Why there's gonna be model airplanes. Anyway, thank you for watching, and let's meet back tomorrow, shall we? There is no spoon.